Okay, guys, can you hear me okay? Okay, thanks. We'll get started. Obviously, I don't know a ton about Jacksonville State, but I know their coach very well, Ray Harper. When I was head coach at Southern Indiana, he was head coach at Kentucky Wesleyan, and I think he got the best of me, and I've always given Ray credit for that. We were big rivals, recruiting rivals, and they were Kentucky Wesleyan they were our arch enemy, not just our rival. It was very akin to the Auburn Alabama rivalry, and it was very, very heated at times. So I would venture to say that there's probably not a team in the country that Jacksonville State or Ray Harper would rather play than Bruce Pearl and Auburn. I'm just telling you. But congratulations to them. Auburn was 7-3 against the field. And one of the things that I think, sometimes doesn't get talked about a lot is, the fact that we played UConn and the fact that we played in the Bahamas. And it's interesting, the best team we played in the Bahamas was Loyola Chicago and UConn. Those are two teams that are in the field. Typically you'd actually, maybe get even a bigger name. When we played Syracuse, they just didn't have a great year this year. But it takes confidence that a coaching staff would have in its team, with a lot of new players and not new faces, to put our guys in a really challenging situations by playing such a good schedule and going on the road. Even though South Florida didn't have a great year this year, early in the year they didn't know they weren't going to be that good, and playing at St. Louis. These are things that we did, and I think if you look at the teams that made it, and even some of the teams that actually didn't make it, I think that the decisions that were made in the non-conference to schedule these teams. Nobody wanted to play Yale. I know it doesn't sound like that. We knew they're going to be a really good team and an NCAA tournament team. They usually are. And our decision to go to play Murray State on the road first, and then bring them here twice. There aren't any SEC teams that are doing that. Scheduling is part of what we do. And it's an intricate part. I want to give Mike Burgermaster, one of my assistants, credit for being very involved and doing a great job with the scheduling, because it's really, really important. And then also we played UAB in a non-conference preseason workout. We knew how good Andy's team was. Want to congratulate Alabama, congratulate Jacksonville State, congratulate UAB, and of course Auburn. 4 Division I teams going to the NCAA tournament. Many other teams had really good years. Troy made progress. Sanford made a lot of progress. North Alabama made progress. There are a lot of good college basketball teams that made it. I think there are a couple of Division III teams that made the tournament, and so it was a good year for college basketball so far in the state of Alabama. Right now we have 4 teams in a tournament: Jacksonville State, USC, and Miami, and one of those 4 teams are going to advance to the Sweet 16. I know all the coaches. I don't know a lot about their teams yet, but I have great respect for Jim Larinaga. He's one of the great veterans in our business. Mike Burgermaster was a manager for Jim, and so obviously we'll have a leg up there as far as that scout if we advance and if it's Miami. And Andy Enfield is one of the most underrated college basketball coaches in the country, and the job he's done at USC, one of the most underrated turnarounds. And you look at what SC did last year in the NCAA tournament. They advanced, and they're talented and they're well coached. So won't be easy to win 2, but obviously we're excited. We're also very excited about going to Greenville. The road to the Final Four for Auburn has been through San Diego since I've been here, and Utah and Kansas City and Minneapolis. And so I do think the committee recognized the fact that, Auburn was not able to, our fans haven't been able to really travel close to home to see us play. And this is going to give our fans to help us make history in Greenville, South Carolina this weekend. Questions?
All right. First up is Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Bruce, I wanted to ask you about what do you guys need to get done going into the opening game to get back playing at a high level like you were during your winning streak?
Our defense is carrying us. Defense is going to continue to be really good, and we've got to build on our defense. Defense and rebounding win championships. Our rebounding hasn't been nearly as good. That's going to be something we're going to have to improve on. And then offensive execution. And that includes being able to shoot the basketball, make better decisions with the shots we take. And those are the three things I think we need to be able to do in order to start playing our best basketball.
Thanks.
Go to Bennett Durando.
Yeah, Bruce, I know there's still a lot to learn just about those teams in the quad and in the regional, but are there any sort of instant impressions just on your draw in general?
I mean, not really. I'm glad that we got the 2 seed. I thought that's where we earned it. It's historic. Auburn has been a 1 before, never been a 2. So this is the second highest seeded team in Auburn basketball history. I think these kids earned that. I continue to shake my head. You know, I listen to games that are being broadcast, and you know, I understand we may have taken a Texas A&M lightly, or maybe they wanted it more than we did, or something like that. I just don't get it. We got outplayed. I got outcoached. They did a great job. They're a really good team. And, you know, I'm disappointed that they're not in because I thought they did a great job at the end of the year. But obviously, I think looking at who did get in, who didn't get in, boy, that resume throughout the year matters. That it matters. When they say that it matters, it does. But I would have loved to have gotten 7 teams in the field instead of the 6. And I just want to refute. You don't go 15-3 in an 18-game schedule by not respecting every single opponent. And again, it wasn't that we weren't trying to win the SEC tournament and rest, or we didn't take it seriously. We wanted to beat Texas A&M or Florida, and we got outplayed. But it wasn't because the kids weren't ready to play, or they weren't giving a great effort, or anything like that. That just rubs me so wrong. And I hear it on other broadcasts. I hear it elsewhere too. And it's just not accurate. And I've been on both sides of it. I've done that, and I've done the coaching thing.
I got time for a couple more. We'll go to Justin Hokanson next.
Hey, Bruce. When you think about this team and the lack of, I guess, overall NCAA tournament experience on this team outside of Walker, is it a good thing, bad thing? I mean, I guess you could spin it both ways. I mean, how do you sort of look at it? No,
I mean, look, it's interesting that I didn't get asked a question about a lack of postseason experience yet. And that's okay. And by the way, that's okay. I didn't mention one word to our guys about a lack of postseason experience going into the SEC tournament. I didn't. Maybe I should have. And because I didn't get asked one question about it, we really didn't talk about it. But we had, like, all the Auburn returning guys, nobody had played in the SEC tournament. And then KD played in it for Georgia. I don't know whether they won a game or not, but I don't think they lasted very long. So they got beat, I guess. Justin, you're shaking your head. So, I mean, I guess, and then, Walker in the NCAA tournament lost the first round. So we have no experience. I think experience does matter in tournament time. I do. I think it matters as much. I thought it mattered a lot with our Final Four team. That team had almost all played the year before in San Diego when we beat College of Charleston and lost to Clemson. So yes, I think it does. It definitely matters. Now, hopefully we can get some experience, hopefully we can get some experience on the job training, if you will, right?
Guys, that's all we got time for BP. He'll be available later in the week, and we'll get Alan Flanagan here shortly.